Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we are picking up the series on the 21st of February 1949 for a reason which I will explain in a moment. That also applies to the fact of why the game is on pause. But first I want to say a big thank you for your comments and feedback. You guys give me so much to think about, especially in the context of this series, because I'm starting to think that I've made some pretty bad mistakes with respect to this farm. And again, I'm just going to talk about that in a little while. But first, I just want to talk about the fact that somebody said that starting with these buildings here are probably not appropriate for a hard start. But what I want to emphasize is that this is effectively the Labour camp, and the new town will build out this way eventually. And the way I'm starting to think is I've got a population of 652, 365 workers. So I don't feel that I really need to put any more buildings in with respect to population, unless for some reason that we start getting over 21s. Because what I really want to do, and I think I'll just lay out the roads just to show you, is I was thinking about this just before we started the video. What we're going to do is we're going to run a gravel road to there, and of course we're going to start building this area completely in gravel roads. And let me just turn the wireframe on, and I still can't see very well, but if we come here, and of course during the winter we've now completed this gravel road out to here, which is one of the reasons why we are on the 21st of February, because I really wanted to get this road out. And we're going to put a road down into there like that, and we're just going to accept that there. And what I'm going to do now going forward is start planning our new town up here. In fact, I think what we will do is going to run you up through like that. Of course, there's no point going straight to asphalt because of the date. So what we're going to do is start building out a town out this way, but we're going to have to think a little bit more about the heating. So I'm going to get rid of you there. And what we'll most likely do is put a new heat exchanger somewhere up around here, so there'll be more coverage of the town here. But that's the future. And eventually this Labour camp will disappear completely, the shops, everything. The only thing that will remain is the new school that's on this edge here, which fits with my general strategy for building. And let's just get rid of this road here as well. So that's where our new town's going to go. And of course, eventually we'll have a shopping centre out here as well. So all this will disappear. Now, the next thing relates to your comments about both the farming and the need for biofuel. And I agree completely. And I think I'm going to talk a little bit about the mistakes with the way I laid this farm out. And I think it's quite important, because if I show you these fields here, you'll see from the textures that these fields never completely finished growing. They got very close to it. So by the end of the harvesting season, these fields never got it. So we got 3 fields up here that done it. And I think, truthfully, if you're starting prior to 1960, large fields aren't really that useful. I think the biggest mistake I made was planning for the post-60s farm and creating this mega farm. What I should have done is put the farm here, close to the settlement, and effectively, as somebody suggested, I should have used warehouses to store the crops. And then eventually, once the economy was up and running, then I should have built the proper farming complex out here. And I think if I started again, that's what I would do. But there's not much I can do about this at the moment. But what I am going to do is I'm just going to get rid of these fields. And the other thing also is I've got temporary roads going through here. I need to break this temporary road here, because I've got this has been gravel, but I need to gravel through here if I'm going to recover from my present disaster. But what I'm thinking is that, and somebody pointed out that I needed a more efficient road system, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to put in a gravel road across like that there. And then I'm going to take out this one, because this was purely a temporary road I put in for the large fields that were here. And I've got a large field here which I'm going to stay. This area I lifted the large field to put a temporary road through here, and I'm not going to put this back in for a reason I will explain in a little while. I can't replace this field here simply because of the telegraph poles there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of you and you, and we're going to get rid of you and you. Now, what I want to emphasize is this is going to be a temporary field arrangement whilst I've got these very low quality sowing machines and harvesting. So I want to keep the big field pattern, but at the same time, what I want to do is lay this out with medium fields, but in a way that will ensure that later on I will be able to put these medium fields back, the large fields back again. So we're going to try and get these in here like this across. Just put that in there, and this should fit there. Then we're going to go over. And this is the main reason I want the game on pause, because actually let's start this side. We've got a little bit more leeway on this side here. We can just put that in there. And we can get you in there. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to do it with mud roads. And then we're going to go right the way across to there. Across to there. So there's going to be a little bit more space from this perception. And then we're going to put in here, 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 and here. And then what I'm going to do is put the big fields back in again. Hopefully they will fit. Actually, no, I'm going to leave the big fields out because I don't want the harvesters to go there. And then what I want to do over here is exactly the same. So we're going to have to take out that field and this field. And I've built this road across here, so we're going to pick up the like that. And again, we're just going to, now I'm going to have to leave this in while I build these connections through here. I think what I can do is just keep this game on pause. We're going to put in some more small fields here. I just feel the medium fields are going to fit the machinery a little bit better, and so we're just come there like that. That didn't connect. That's annoying. And I get that. Will that connect, or that's going to complain? Okay, so we're going to have to take out this one again, and put the medium field in the center there like that. So we'll have medium fields across here all the way. This will be an open area, so we're just going to let the game start to run, and hopefully, well, actually no, I'm just going to pause again because I need to get rid of this road. I just suddenly realized. So we're going to put a mud footpath in across like that. Otherwise, because there's vehicles on this bit of the road, it won't let me remove it. And we'll just take out the footpath here. Kind of trying to keep the game on pause because I want to do the field allocation before the harvest starts. Now here, I'm going to put in the biofuel because with the current power distribution, which I think is a bit iffy, I need to put either the biofuel either here or here, and I think this is a bit too far away. And as somebody pointed out, these silos are a little bit kind of, I shouldn't have built them. I really should have used silos. So that's what we're going to need to, I should have used warehouses. And what I want to do here, I mean, we've got a road here. What I'm just going to do is put in the battery. And what I want to do is put the biofuel in here. but it's got to be in range of that power plant, which means that the biofuel is going to be a little bit possibly too close to the buildings. But as I've already said, that the town will be out here, so I think we'll be okay. We just put this in here. We're going to get a biofuel part. I'm going to leave a little bit of a slot for the road for the garage, but I don't want this to come back too far. And then what I'm going to do is just put a standard warehouse in here. And as somebody pointed out, I could use a distribution office here, so kind of maybe we can just put the warehouse across at an angle like that. So that will put the crops into there. And then what I would like to do is put a distribution office in, but I don't want, that's not a distribution office, what I'm on about. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. It's one of these I want to put in. You could put a 6-slot one in, actually. I would like to put this in, say, in this corner here. I'm kind of deliberately bunching it all up a little bit, because what I would like to do is we're just going to let this run now, get these vehicles off the field. Put a little bit of snow. Okay, they're off. Because what I would like to do is get in a couple of medium fields in here, just to plug this gap to give me a little bit more productivity. Look at that. Oh, that wasn't a bad guess, was it? So we've now got the fields there. And then what we're going to do is take off these, because I want to reallocate these fields. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to do the big one. Actually, no, that's wrong. What I want to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I think for the moment that's all I really want to do field wise for the next cycle. That should give me roughly around 1700 crops. In fact, if this road gets actually, and I think the medium fields will work. Well, if they don't, they don't. So that's so we're just going to let the game run a little bit now. They keep it on slow for the moment. So we've got these fields here, and I think with the current machinery that will work. I mean, if there is a little bit of spare capacity, what I will do is I will add fields, because if we can get this built across here, I can put some more fields up into this area. Eventually, in the long term, what we can do is sort things out a little bit. Now, what I want to do in this part is carry on a little bit of planning and a little bit of thinking about over here. I've got this area here, just turn off the wireframe. You see I've got my gravel bit here because I need to make money. And that is a bit of a problem, because if I show you here, at the moment, if I give you the imports, probably that's not a good example. You can see the steel is money, so we're kind of losing about 20,000 a month. So I do need to start turning a profit. So what I want to do is get these buildings built out here. And of course we've got a queue for gravel here, which is probably not helping matters very much. These guys I want to keep really focused on this area here, but at the same time what I would like to do is get these roads built in as well. So I think we'll put you there, and of course what I want to one thing I did forget to do was the fuel tank behind here, although this will be low priority. I think got a little 300-ton fuel tank in just behind here, like that. Try and get it in nice and close. I'm going to press control because I don't want it to break that road. And then we'll hopefully be able to get a pipeline from here. I've had this before. It's the building there that... Now I need to find out what my construction office is working on. I kind of... Yeah, they're still trying to catch up with a lot of these jobs. And you can see what I've done is we've got the windmills, the grain storage over here. And then we got the school. So we need to catch up with that little bit of a workload there. And I think going forward now, we're going to have to start to try and get very tight with cash so that we can get things going. I certainly would like to do here. This is another area where I think I made quite a serious mistake with building all this infrastructure. I kind of think that what I should have done is gone with wind turbines to start with, because we're not drawing that much power. Very much down to the way I've laid things out. And I think if I was starting again, I would probably do things in a fairly different way. And just to give you another idea that I've been working here, our statue to Lenin is finished. This is part of our inspiring the public. And you can see what I've been doing through the winter is actually laying in some of these footpaths. In fact, we built a footpath there that doesn't go any... I suppose I could connect that through, but I don't want to do that just yet. And of course, this is one of the problems of laying out gravel roads, is that the what we call it, construction office over here is picking them up, and I don't really want them focusing too much on this. Well, I think these roads need to be built, so as long as they're building this out at the moment, this is their number one job, is getting this built out and then building this out so that we can start connecting up this infrastructure as well. So I think maybe we can speed the game up a little bit. I mean, we are getting workers into here, sorry. And another thing I would like to build is this food factory. So at the moment, to get the economy up and running, this is what we need to focus on. It's going to be, I need the food factory, I need the, not the heating plant, I need the wood cutting post, this built, open storage, and the work shed up here. But I think while we're thinking about this, I just want to try out, so we got the heating plant here, and I think what I would like to do is, actually let's plan this with mud roads. I'm going to put a mud road out here. And what I would like, because this is where our town's going to be, and in the long term, and I think what we'll do is we'll put in a heat exchanger. I kind of would like to push it forward a bit further, actually, say up to about here. I'm not worried about the heating on this area, though some housing and buildings will come down this way. And part of me says I would like to have the trouble is how long will the pipe be? Okay, maybe we will put it here. Because, I mean, if you think that's 416, and I don't want this town to be too big, so I think we will put the heat exchanger just in this corner here. And then we'll run out a little bit, gain a lot of height. And I want to have enough space on that road should I want to put other buildings in. So we're just going to quite literally come across like maybe at the angle. And then you're going to up there. So we've got the heating pipe through to there. Of course, we don't need to build this as a matter of priority. Now, out here, I've got a bit of a dilemma because I've laid out this pretty comprehensive gravel production area. The problem is we don't have excavators for this. So I'm wondering whether we may have to go very low tech and send workers out here, but it's tricky is probably the polite way of saying it. Okay, this is built. Sorry guys, I'm gonna upset you. Because the problem I got now is we're going to be building these roads out, which I think are quite important. But at the same time, we've got our horses and that. These horses and carts are being really annoying because they won't, because they're picking up from this gas station. They won't do it. And I'm actually thinking I'm going to change your route from your pickup point And we're going to put you back to the border, I think. I mean, it's going to be a real pain, but I think you're just wasting too much time going all the way to that edge there. So you're going to pick up from the border like that. Because we got two roads here which they can go down, but for some reason they insist on coming out here to refuel. I think it's down to the fact that they're picking up from a gas station rather than a fuel depot. And of course eventually I think we're going to do the same for you. I think this one actually works okay. Let me just see. Say normally trucks will refuel from where they're actually located, but see that one refueled, but the other one just doesn't seem to want to refuel. I mean, we're down to 330. So what we got here, we got this is being built. This is good. We really need to get this finished as well. Can't tell if there's actually a power. Oh, the power cable's been built. We're not going to build any more of these turbines just at the moment. I mean, I would like to export electricity, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Because we're just going to try and keep everything on a budget. Famous budget. So these guys are actually laying out the roads here. Which is okay. This one here, they're not going to build, it's too short, so put that onto there. I still need to infill some of these buildings here. Let's just see what we got. We can get the steel windmill going. We've got the wood cutting post. They're like focusing on that end there. I mean, to be honest, this isn't the priority that it was. This is probably more the priority. And I mean, we got quite a lot of crops here that's going through, but of course these crops are not going to do anything. And I mean, I'm making a very small amount of exports, about 2,000 a month, but it's nowhere near the costs that I need. So I think it was quite right, the fact we need this biofuel to reduce our costs of fuel, because fuel is one of the kind of really biggest imports when I'm not using steel. I have to admit, this is proving a bigger challenge than I thought, and I think it's starting prior to 1960. You've really got to rethink your strategies about what you're actually building and what you're doing, because starting in 1960 with the vehicles with the higher capacity gives you a different strategy. And prior to 1960, these early starts with the lower capacity and slower trucks, I think what you've got to do is plan the city to take into account that everything's going to be slower. Because you think I'm only 2 years in now, and I don't feel I've done very much. And I've actually been doing some test play on a 1917 start. That is a totally different world altogether, because like, for example, we've got fields here. These, I mean, for example, say I put in a footpath to here, across there like that. What you'll see is they're actually going to do it for me. Look at that. This is something you're going to have to consider. A mechanic that I put my hand on my heart, I have never ever used in a normal playthrough. I've always used sewing machines, vehicles, and I think this is an example of what you've got to consider, that when you position a farm, you may need workers to actually go out and contribute to the sewing. I don't think, I mean, it's crazy, but that's the way it seems to be. We don't get, our bulldozers are a little bit distributed now, which is a bit of a pain. I mean, this guy is just finishing up. He needs some gravel. Yeah, I shouldn't have built these roads. Let me just get rid of these. I don't want them. Yeah, I got a bit carried away with the intro. I shouldn't have done it. So I'm just going to stick with the mud roads. Yeah, it's a bit of a mistake. Yeah, so we just put the mud road out as a marker. But seeing we're building them, we'll just finish them off, and we'll just kind of recover from that as best we can. I mean, to be honest, if I go bankrupt and the whole series collapse, what I'll do is I'll just restart. Because there's so many things that I think there's an opportunity to do better. It's probably the polite way of saying it, especially with respect to this farm. This is annoying me slightly. See what we're getting here is we're still in March, and we're getting more of these fields sown, and I think this is the important element, that by going with the medium fields, we're getting a better start on getting these fields actually sown. So because I think the horses and the small and the tractors can do it, but the big fields just aren't there. In fact, they're doing really well, so I'm kind of a bit tempted to put in some more medium fields across here. In fact, I think I will. So we're just gonna push in 1, 2, and connect. Oops. Okay, demolish. So you go across like that. And what's up with you? Why won't you? There's probably a node in there that's giving me a problem. Let me just see. It's coming out, it just doesn't want to connect. So just have to try and force this. I think if I push this up a little bit like that, you might be able to make the connection manually. Here we are. That's it. We'll just put the auto search on so these fields get picked up. And this large field will remain as a test field to see how well this actually grows. Seeing it's being sown on the 29th of March. And I think that is probably enough of fields for the moment. Kind of thinking maybe we're another road across the back, like, you know, let's just take this out. I'm going to be a little bit more generous with the spacing here. And you can come across there, and then we're going to take out all this up here. I don't think I really need this. Through to there. I think in some ways that actually makes it a bit easier to breach through here. Right, we've got this road built. This is finished. So I'm kind of covering up my mistakes now. How's my road crew going? Yeah, they're down to 3 roads now. I need to push this through and connect up this bit here and this bit here, preferably before the harvest season goes, because we've got to push through into here. I mean, I could probably get through there, and we'll just kind of hook through to there. There are a temporary road so that we can keep the gas station accessible. The other thing I also need to do now is something else I was thinking about doing. It's farmland gas station. And you really need to get you onto a distribution office. You've got space here. So I need to find you. Where are you? You're there. I need you in the distribution office. And I can't remember if I'm using 2 trucks or 1 truck for the fuel distribution. Okay, where are you? You're there, okay. And I want you in there as well. Because I'm carrying too much overhead with fuel here. Because if we go to again, sorry, you can see at the moment I'm kind of importing about 15 tons a month at the moment. So what I'm doing at the moment is just keeping this topped up with lots and lots of very expensive fuel. So what I want to do is come in here. You're going to buy a load of fuel. Oops, back in there. You're going to load fuel. Wait, cut off. You're going to go over to there. And I think we can go at 40% for the moment. Yeah, 40% would be enough. And I want you at 40% as well. And then we'll just leave the wagons rolling along independently. I think that will have two effects. One, that they won't actually deliver any fuel for a little while, because we've got to get through about 30 or 40 tons each. So for a few months we won't buy any fuel. That would stop the depletion of my cash. And that will keep things going. How many? Okay, you're down to 2. So what I want is, okay, let's just get rid of you. And then we'll just put you in there. Gravel road connection there, but it won't. That's it. Just put a little gravel road connection there. You can see that the workforce is getting there. It's just very, very slow. I'm just looking at this will be a bonus field, because I'm not sure whether the farm will actually send a harvester to here. But I mean, we've got 69 people unemployed, so we've got something here. We've got the school going here. I think we can just drop that down a little bit. That solves the education problem, and that is the first of our buildings in our permanent town. I'm just want to put that there so that connects there, and we've got that area there. Now what I'm thinking is that what we'll most likely have is we've got a road coming across here. So if I connect up to there, and we'll just do this in mud roads. And if you come across about there, so this will be like our town square. So what we'll have here is our kind of proper shopping centre, is probably the polite way of saying this. Now what I want to do is use the, similar to what I've done over here, is with the 2 separate stores. And of course we're going to need a bus pickup point here as well. But of course we're starting to get into the modern age a bit now. So what I am going to do is use the proper vanilla bus platform. So we'll put a bus platform in, say, about there. And kind of oh, that fits nicely. And yeah, it's a bit kind of wonky. In fact, I think I can take this out and we'll just leave you with a little bit of road there. Let's have a look at the kindergarten. That's the school. The kindergarten is kind of getting there. So I think what we'll do is the kindergarten doesn't need prefabs. We're going to use the standard print kindergarten. Why won't that? Let me build this. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just tuck the kindergarten on there. For that. You can just connect to there. We've got a kindergarten here. So what we'll probably do is build up our initial dwellings out this way. And I want the two shop solution. Shops. We've only really got... I don't really want to go to those buildings here. Yes, the old corner shop here. I like it, but at the same time it's a little bit... I want a reasonable size shop. What we got here? Wow. That sells everything. I don't really want anything that will sell everything. Sean. Got a feeling we're just gonna have to use the vanilla shops. I don't know. We got that's a supermarket. Got a corner market here. I mean, the 1950s isn't that far away from the time, so I think we can go with. I think if we put the what's the storage here? 7.5 tons of food, 1 ton of meat. I think what I want to do is put this in so that I've got an option to put a warehouse should I need it. I know some of you guys think this a little bit over the top, but and then what we're going to do is 7.5 tons of clothes is not a big problem. And so I think what we'll do is we'll put you right alongside like that, so they're side by side. And I think what we can do is to use exactly what we did before, is we'll just put a truck in and go. So we'll put that there. So we've got this out this way here like that. Let's just see what my crews are up to. Oops, aha. Okay, I think these guys have run out of work, haven't they? Nope. So we've now got we got the wood cutting post, the grain storage, and whatever you are. Why am I building that building? I have absolutely no idea why I'm building that building. We don't need to build that mud road because the traffic's going to be coming into here, but we do need to build that and that. And that's going to require a contribution from our crew here. Okay. And we need a gravel road out here. This is going to be our main road, and we do really need to get this connected. You can see the difference in speed here. And if I don't have that city cart running out here very so often, slowing things up, that will make a difference as well. What have you got here? You've got 4 roads. I think what we can do is get the guys started on some food production. I'm not too worried about the barns at the moment because we don't really have the workforce for that. We've got this area here. Would really love to get this operational, but I think I need to get this sorted just at the moment. I'd like to get these roads pushed in as well. Right, we've nearly got our wood cutting post. Oh, it's nearly finished. So what I'm going to need is another bus, aren't I? Oh, we got 35 over 21s. Okay, so maybe I do need to build this. Just don't want to build these, but I don't think I've really got a choice. The population's growing a little bit too fast, so you're gonna have to go there, and then you will work the biofuel plant, and hopefully see where the over 21s actually are. This is really unexpected. Okay, let me just move a couple into here. Okay, I've got a problem. This is not what I was expecting to do. Okay, road. I'm going to have to push out here a lot faster than I thought it was going to be to do. So I don't want to build this area up. But at the same time, I can't afford to have people stood around doing nothing. I mean, that is a big issue. Okay, I think we can probably need to push this workforce up a little bit now. We've got the doctors covering social centre. Just give a few more staff into there. University. The university's going well. We've got 245 people with university education. It is a little bit of a contradiction in terms. Now, the problem we're going to have here is fuel. So what I'm hoping to do is add you to there. And I'm going to put about 50% fuel in there. We can store fuel in there. And what I'm going to need to do is get a couple of trucks. Oh, Nenny made a mistake. Playing the wrong series. Where is it? Open hole harvesting, personal refrigerators, slowing. Where is the cutting tree capacity? Oh, wow, these are expensive. I think we're... How fast? Year 18, year 10, year 15. I think we'll get one of those and one of those. So I'm a little bit... I don't want to be... So you can come out here. And we'll just get the one truck here. And of course, we're going to need a bus. What's the workforce here? 30. Well, we're going to drop that down to, say, about 10 or 15. So what we can do is get a cheap bus. You've got a passenger capacity of 20, so... And your job is going to be to pick up from here. I think we're getting to the point now where I can start using the qualified people to do it, because I've probably got a big no, sorry. Bus stop, knife edge, bus stop. This is this one, isn't it? Yep. We'll just rename you knife edge wood stop. So at the very least, it means if we start producing some logs, we can actually start making money. They didn't take long to get the fuel out there. That's good. So actually, let me just check something else I want to look at. Imports. So we're still importing a little bit of power. So we're not fully self-sufficient at the moment, but I think I can live with that. That's annoying me, this building here. Because I can't really use the buildings here, so I got this heat plant done. In fact, I think I'm gonna demolish you. You're kind of just being in the way at the moment, to be honest. I'll just cancel that. That gives me a little bit of space there. I'm just going to pause because what I want to do is just and we'll just I'll just redo that road there. And we won't connect up a footpath here, just... we do need a footpath connection, don't we? Okay. That is the fire station. I think just as a temporary... Oh no, they're walking round, so it's okay. So I'll just have to fill in that bit there. So we've got the second silo there. You will add you as a drop-off point. And at the moment, we're still picking up crops from here to send over to here. So we've still got 823 crops. If we can get more workers into here, we might be able to make a bit more cash. So how much money did we lose last month? So we only got down to 3,000, but bear in mind we're not importing the fuel. The other thing I also put in here is a medium technical office, and that actually reminds me of something. And where can I put it? Now, this is just going to be for purely as an experiment. Where can I put it? If I can put it about here on this parallel road, because I can, yeah. And what we're going to do is come in here. And I think it's part of farming. I can't remember where it is now. I don't think it's technical services. I think it could be a factory. Let me just pause the game while I look for this. Here it is. It's a street sweeper. I've got absolutely no idea what this does. I'm just put it in here because Nova's mod says that this actually can clear snow, and I'm going to be very interested to see if it actually will. And you can see it doesn't take very much, and it also collects gravel. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you on the list of things to build. Now, this is purely an experiment. I'm just to see what it actually does is a polite way of saying this. Okay, we've now got this road connection there. This see the difference with the speed that the crops are growing, and this is the problem of having large outer fields. It's just not working. See, that one's actually done it. This one's done it. So we're getting quite a few fills here. Just feel this need that maybe we need another combine up here just to try and get those crops coming in. In fact, I think I will get another combine. Harvesting 14, 17. Yeah, I think we can justify this cost so that we can get you up there as well. Well, we're down to 300,000 and I'm well on my way to going bankrupt. Let's have a look. Yeah, so we still haven't finished this yet. I really need to start getting this area put together, but I need this production here. So we got logs now. Okay. Construction office. You need. I think we build that. Can I risk? Yeah, I think we can afford to risk getting these two built. I think that's. One, it will give us a supply of boards, and two, it will give us something else we can export. So we're getting logs coming in here. Now I could sell the logs for the moment. And what would you get for logs? Probably very little, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, we get 17 per ton. The question is that, I mean, the distance isn't that far because you've got to balance the cost of the fuel. I think what I will do is we're going to buy an open hole. Where is it? And we can move 20 tons of things, but that's going to cost me 10,000. I don't feel we can use a Tatra to move the logs. You can move 12 tons, and you're actually a little bit cheaper, but you only do 30 kilometers an hour. You're marginally more expensive. You can do 61. You can do 61. So there's no. These seem to be duplicated, except for one's a 52 version and one's a 46 version. You're absolutely dirt cheap, but you only carry 3 tons. I think 10 tons is probably enough. And what we're going to do is assign you to there. Oh, nope. What did I do? And you're going to go up to here. This building is already assigned. So what building is that? This one. Life edge wooden part. You're going to pick up things, everything over 10%. And you're going to unload wood. Now I know it's not going to make that much money, but at the moment any cash will be grateful. It's probably the polite way of saying it. And then if we go up to boards, prices. No, let me just see. If we go up to, so if we come here and we go to boards, how much will boards make us? Can find it. Yeah, I mean boards are 25, which is marginally better than the thing, but we can start exporting a little bit. That might actually help. Desperate times mean desperate things. If I redo this like that and just put you in as a mud road, it connects like that there. So we're not going to treat you as a main road anymore. How are we doing? Okay, you're down to one road here. So I need this built, and I think if we kind of, we're on June, we're going to gamble on that road there. It could be a bit of a problem, but I think I just really need to do it. We may not be able to build these in this time. And so where we got this main connection through here. What are you doing? Wait, what are you doing? Oh, you're picking up from the so you've just been running backwards and forwards doing nothing. You there. You're just wasting my money for me. And I think what we will do is come here. We will set you up as a pickup for crops. Just wait for that truck to get into here. And you're going to come there. You just get into here. Right. You can pick up from the agro farm and unload there. Also, you can load from there and there. So you can now work autonomously, get things done should you need it. And you're not going to waste fuel now just running backwards and forwards doing nothing, which was a little bit of a pain in the neck. I'm just wondering whether I can get some more workforce down here, but ooh. Okay, let me just, we're down to 284,000 at the moment. These guys have got plenty to do. And you're working on the carpenter's workshop, edging tool, camp, and the sweeper, and the small storage. Actually, I'm starting to wonder whether, well, I think it'd be okay. Because once this is built, we can export boards. And what we can do is stop importing the boards to wherever it is here. Well, it looks like they've got no boards at the moment, which could be something I need to. And the truck that was bringing in the boards can be used as part of the export drive as well. Or I could use it for something else. Is it you guys actually? Well, we're getting a bit of a queue here, which could be an issue. Are you? You're the board man. What? Why have I got 2 trucks bringing in boards to the... Oh. Which distribution office are you on then? Okay, you're working from this distribution office. That's good. Because I can adjust you to... I can have one ensuring that... no, I think what we'll do is we'll just send the construction crews directly to here. We've only got the one. Pick up boards, then we can use this office to do some other things. And then yeah, I think that will work. Okay. Yeah, I'll just have to rebalance the distribution offices later on. I'm also aware time is pushing on, so what I'm going to do is just have a quick kind of recamp round and see what's going on. I mean, is the construction office source of workers is empty? Yeah, we need more workers. We need the population to grow. So I think in the next part we're going to have to try and shift the focus on getting the town up, but also at the same time getting some profit-making industries in here, because there's no point expanding out here if I don't have the workforce and the population here. Of course, what I'm going to need to do is sort out some brick houses here that will fulfill this area here. And of course, we need to get this biofuel plant online. I think what I'll do is I'll build you out to there. I'm going to gamble on those 2 bits, this field not being ready. A lot of gambling going on, but let's see. So, and we'll try and get this bit built and this bit built as well. I mean, I'm going to be quite happy just to get as far as there. So you can see here that all the sowing has been done. The problem is the growing, because although technically it was finished, but we've actually, all the fields that I planned have been sown. Probably a little bit of assistance over here. Now the question is going to be is whether we can harvest all these before the winter comes in. So at the moment, if you say this is 100, 200, this is 300, 600, 900, 1200, 15, 1800, 2100, 22. So we've got about 2300 tons of crops per year. And we still got a little bit of a surplus here. And then I think what we can do is add the extra fields later on. So like strictly speaking, I don't need this road here anymore, so that can come out because we've got this kind of road up here, so we can take you out and you out that way and you up to there, because technically I could turn small fields around and attach them this way. Therefore, this would be the main through road if we decide to expand in this direction. We got that area there. These crews really go quickly. I think using a truck to deliver them is really advantageous. Okay, this needs some more boards. It looks like boards is the issue, but we got boards here. We've nearly got our food production going. We've got 64 unemployed workers. Why aren't you making a contribution? You should all be able to get to the... Okay, so we just picked up a nice big crop here. I mean, the workforce is happy. We've got 243 uneducated, which is a little bit on the rough side, but I think what so we got the teachers, there are no staff, or so we do have a bit of a staffing problem. I think what we're going to do is put some of you in there 50-50. Because I do want to make sure I've got some staff there. And of course we need to build out these roads here. Let me just look round and see. So this is coming together. I mean, we're not losing that much money. Let's have a quick look. We're down to about 14,000. How much power are we importing now? How much power did we import last month? 191. I do wonder maybe if we can sneak in another wind turbine. Let's just have a look and see what the general power consumption is. So we're kind of roughly in equilibrium, but of course as more and more of this comes online, it comes here, of course. I'm not sure. We might have an issue here with power supply. Oops. And then again, you could argue that this wind turbine is probably not the right. So I think I'm not going to mess around going underground or anything like that. Do this because this doesn't really need a fancy road, so you go there. I would say that the power consumption here won't get much bigger than what it here. So what do we need power wise? We can't use that because it's prefabs. I think we could probably get away with a 1.2 power cable into there. So we're going to need to build this, and I'm running out of power connections here as well. Let me just take a quick look. Got one here, but of course we're going to need to think of running a power connection up to here because we're going to have to power this lot here. So to get this running, we're going to need to think a little bit about our main national grid, which means we're probably looking at a power distribution panel somewhere about, say, up about here. Then we can send, maybe up about here, so we can send power into the town. In fact, we put it, say, over about here, because we're going to need to run power up to here. So many things to think about, but that will be the subject for the next video. I'm aware that I'm running out of time, so this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. Hopefully in the next part we will carry on building up our economy, making a bit of cash, and hopefully eventually we will get some stability into our economy. It looks like the road up here is finished. It's good, so we can kind of take out this bit of road here. So we've now got that bit built there. I'm not going to risk making that connection, but until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.